I'm going to hit go live and run the intro real quick.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, we're right here live on YouTube Live and the HHPod.com as we are each and every week. Of course, I'm Ray. Matt is not here this week. He was supposed to be here last week. He had a death in the family. His father-in-law passed away. There's a lot of stuff going on with that. So he wasn't able to come here. And of course, Jeff Perini, man, you've been joining us a lot lately. He's filling in for Tom Nutty. Tom Nutty will be back this coming Wednesday when we go live this Wednesday. But no, we were talking a little bit before we started. For anybody in the live feed or anybody watching this after the fact, I just read on Twitter just now, Pornhub just posted, I believe it's tomorrow. I forgot the date, but in July, I think it starts tomorrow. They are banning Pornhub in Virginia and Mississippi. And the reason for that is because the elected officials are doing the whole age verification thing like they tried to in Utah, which you remember we had Cherie DeVille on for that. And when that happened with Pornhub, they saw an 80% decrease because people were just going to sites that didn't require it. So they're like, hey, the only way it's going to work is a proper age verification thing. So that's that. So if you're a Pornhub watcher, that's the whole thing. And actually, Leana is in the room now, so I'm going to go ahead and admit her. And of course, if you're here on YouTube Live, be sure to comment. We're going to do this thing where if you want to throw out different titles to movies or different like sex acts that you can think of in the live stream, I will throw them at Leana at one point and see what her ideas and takes are on that. And of course, we have our one game super fight, which we are going to ask everybody in the live feed to be the referee of and decide the winners of super fight a little bit later on in the program. Of course, Jason Rushman, he's already here. He said, what's going on, Jeff? And it's at 82 degrees where he is. He's sitting in air conditioning. Of course, it's storming here in Maryland, and we have the big smoke clouds from the Canadian wildfires that are still lingering here in America. Like, it's crazy. And Jeff, you're not far away. You're probably about like an hour or some minutes up the road.
Rough.
We have like all week, it's looked like that it was going to storm, and it's the fucking smoke from Canada. That is
that bad, huh?
It is absolutely insane that you look outside and you're like, oh man, it's going to storm. But no, it's unhealthy air because of the smoke from the Canadian wildfires. That just goes to show. So, anybody down in Canada, of course, we have a lot of guests that we've had come on from Canada. Make sure you keep yourself safe with all those fires going on over there in Canada. So, our hearts are with people over in Canada with the wildfires. And, but it's storming right now here in Baltimore. So that's actually going to kind of clean the air up a little bit. It's surprising that, that does that. So, but yeah, man. So what's going on with you? Of course, you have your show every Tuesday and every Wednesday. So how'd that go this week?
Went great. It always goes well. Wednesday night, our guest had a last minute cancel. We kind of missed that, but I still had a great guest co-host, Rain Sparkles, who's in the band Burden of Guilt. She's a drummer. Super cool. That went great. We're taking off for 4th of July. We come back July 11th with Haley DeSolapinto from Below Deck, who is just the sexiest, badass woman on the planet. And I'm beyond stoked for it, man. I'm probably going to get drunk first because my nerves are going to be shot, but I'm excited for it.
You're going to still be drunk from this. That's what's going to happen.
Sure. Well, we knew that.
Is in the room. Leana, how you doing? It's been a while since we've seen you. I think it was October since the last time you were on the show.
Yes, absolutely. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you. It's so great to be back.
Yeah, and of course you have like the whole like headset on, like you have like basically like your gamer's headset going right now. And is that what that is? Like, do you like game and all that also? Because I don't think we discussed any of that last time you were on. Do you like do any Twitch stuff or anything?
Yeah, I'm in my my game room right now. So I have like a whole gaming setup here with my big fucking screen, and I've got my headphones and everything.
What's the most recent game you've been doing?
Oh geez, this is embarrassing to say, but Fortnite, other than Modern Warfare. And I have a lot of games that I play. I've also been on Destiny 2 lately.
Okay,
The new
sweet.
DLC. Yeah.
My wife is absolutely fucking addicted to Disney Dreamlight Valley. Like, literally, like every morning, the first thing she does is sign in, and she's like, "Oh, I need to feed like the sunbirds or whatever and all that stuff." And I'm just kind of sitting there like,
"Feed your husband, damn it!"
Like, I have no fuck. I like, can you kill somebody in this? Like, I don't understand. I want something fucked up to happen. Like,
I also have Disney Dreamlight Valley. I have so many games.
Yeah.
So, I can understand the addiction there. It becomes just something that you have to go back to every single day. It's really great.
and of course we're right here on YouTube Live. So everybody in the stream, if you have any questions for ourselves, Leana, anything like that, make sure you comment and I'll get to those. And Leana, of course, advertising the show, they advertised your new scene with Tommy Pistol. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. I had so much fun for this scene for Pure Taboo with Tommy Pistol. It was absolutely amazing. I really got to explore my acting skills alongside him, which was really great. And I play the daughter of a teacher that's part of a school system, and Tommy Pistol's one of the school administrators that heads the extracurricular activities, and I decided to take him aside and ask him if he can help me figure out what extracurriculars would work for my scholarships and what college would be good. But secretly, I just want to fuck him.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I'm guessing that it's just practicing cursive on the chalkboard, which is one thing I could never fucking get down to save my life. To this day, I still write like a 6-year-old, and that's that. Like, it's insane. And I'm not sure if Leana went completely or okay.
Nope, I'm still here.
Yeah, she must have. Her video must have went a little bit because I seen it flash. We just have
yeah, it was just it's so silly when it does that. I hate
it. Like, I was like, oh no, she must have left. I was like, damn it, it's storming here. Like, I wonder if it's storming there.
It actually has been storming here. It has been awful.
And where are you in Cali?
No, I am back on the East Coast right now.
Oh, okay. So we're in Maryland. Jeff is in Pennsylvania. So have you seen any of the California wildfire smoke? Like where you're at?
Oh my gosh. When I was in California, I didn't really notice any smoke at all.
Yeah.
Thankfully I've been safe from it. But the flights were absolutely crazy trying to fly back home, because I flew back home basically yesterday morning, and it was just there were a lot of flights delayed. I know there were like over 1,000 cancellations on flights, and the waiting line was about 2 hours long. If you were at the airport in Cali for the holiday weekend, it was just absolutely horrendous.
Yeah. And like to paint a picture, like for anybody who's watching this that isn't in our area, that doesn't know, like literally we go outside and it looks like a bad storm is about to roll through, but it's a sunny day, but the sky is dark, like a storm is going to roll through, because there's nothing but I think it was code orange yesterday and code purple, which is like unhealthy conditions in code like purple. The air and shit. So like, it's just kind of like, oh man. So yeah, like it was the whole thing. I seen people with their N95 masks back and all that. So yeah, it just completely insane. And Lana, so what all has been going on? Of course, you have a couple of scenes coming out. The other one was that I saw recently on your Twitter, and your feed did kind of chop out again.
Oh
Video.
yeah, let me set that back up.
There we
Thanks.
go. Hi.
It was a VR game. I seen you post, like I seen it posted the other day, and of course the VR porn stuff is starting to get big. But how does the VR game thing work? Because I'm always interested. I have Oculus myself, and like I feel like the VR stuff is going to get so immersive with how you do things. How does the VR game work?
Is this one about, so there are two ones that actually recently came out. So there is one where I am taking my boyfriend to meet my parents.
That was the one
And
that I saw.
okay, the one where I'm taking my boyfriend to meet my parents is absolutely fascinating. We filmed several different sex positions and several different options, and we spent
Okay.
3 straight days of
Holy
filming.
shit.
Specifically all the different scenarios that we wanted to get. So let's say, okay, we immediately go to have dinner with the family. The main the viewer can choose an option to say something really awful to my father, and then
Nice.
the dad just gets angry and leaves, or he kicks you out and it's game over. There are other scenarios where it's like you could have sex with my mom, or like instead you can stay in bed and watch me shower, or let me give you a blowjob, or have my mom give you a blowjob. There's a lot of that going. Sorry, stepmom. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing how they piece everything together.
I will be firing up my Oculus tonight. My wife,
Yes.
of course, weed is legalized here in Maryland, effective tomorrow. So legalization of marijuana here in Maryland, effective tomorrow. And my wife is off celebrating, smoking weed with some of her friends or whatever and all that. So I'm like, all right, well, I have the podcast, but now I'm going to put on the Oculus and I'm going to play a game, but not a regular VR game. Like, I feel like it's so immersive. Like, I feel like it can get to the kind of thing. I wonder if you could like set it up to where you can do like a murder mystery type thing with
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
Yeah,
You
right.
absolutely could. The other VR project that I was recently engaged in is when I took my boyfriend with me to DJ for a bunch of my friends in a house like on the hills in LA. And that one, it turns into a 5-girl orgy. So,
Wow.
like you can have sex with
Yeah.
different girls and different pairings, and all of those
That's
options just
awesome.
create so much diversity and fun. I absolutely love VR because it's become so creative where you can just take all these different avenues. It's so
Yeah.
much fun.
And just regular games in general in VR are just so fucked up. Like I still they're supposed to be releasing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas for that.
Oh shit.
Could you imagine that in VR? Like, but the thing is when you pick up the prostitutes, like it has to be like you have to like it has to show you like a real sex scene, like because you see how it is.
Has to.
But it's. And then, like, because I'm fucked up. When I would play that game, I used to do what I used to call Jack the Ripper mode. And what I would do is I would drive around in Grand Theft Auto and I would pick up the prostitutes, have them do the deed. And then as soon as they got out, I would just knife the shit out of them and then go get another one. And
That's creepy.
30 dead prostitutes on the ground for me, just constantly picking them up and taking them to the same spot. And that's why I am so fucked up and the way that
See, I mean, for me, like you're out to get prostitutes and murder them. I just want Leanna's mom to give me a blowjob under the table during dinner. I'm not asking much.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The thing that I really love about these options is that it becomes something more than a porn scene, right? In a porn scene that's out 2D, you have that experience where it's all just sort of preordained.
Yeah.
Whereas there's so many options that it becomes your story. That's what I really love about it.
Exactly. Yeah, and they should do a scene Sex, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
I totally think that would be perfect.
That's the twist on it. Sex, Dungeons and Dragons. And you can literally just play the game as it goes through, just 100%. So But what we're going to do is, of course, Leanna, you've been on this show before. You were here with Reagan Fox back in October. We kind of go all over the place, and we're going to get into one of our news articles, which the first one is a man in Kentucky shoots his roommate over a hot pocket. So, Kentucky, police say that a shooting in Kentucky over the weekend was over a hot pocket. They arrested 64-year-old Clifton Williams Sunday for shooting his roommate. Investigators say that they started the fight after the man ate the last microwavable pastry in the house. The roommate tried to leave after Williams reportedly started throwing tiles at he started throwing tiles at him. So is homeboy like ripping the tiles off the floor and just frisbeeing them at his fucking roommate? So it says, and then Williams allegedly got a gun. Police say he was able to squeeze off a shot and hit the man in the buttocks as he fled. The roommate walked a few blocks to get help and was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Williams is facing assault charges and has been ordered not to have contact with the victim. Okay, so I'm sure we have all eaten Hot Pockets before. That weird, you think it's completely cooked and it's just nothing but lava magma that's inside of those fucking things when you go to bite into them. Is there any kind of Hot Pocket out there that if your roommate were to eat the last one, roommate, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, that if they were to eat the last one, that you'd be like, oh no, this is it. Like I'm throwing tiles at your face and I'm shooting you in the ass with a gun. Like I don't know. Like there's only one good Hot Pocket, like out of all the ones that I've tried, and that's pepperoni pizza.
Yes, I was gonna say if it's pepperoni pizza, I'm shooting.
No way.
Oh yeah, I'm shooting over there.
My favorite has to be the Philly cheesesteak one. Okay.
Oh my girl,
I'm divided. It's got to be the Philly cheesesteak Hot Pocket. That's the best one out of all of them.
Yeah, like it's weird because like my wife likes the ham and cheese. She does the ham and cheese ones all the time. Yeah, and like me, like I've always had like the pepperoni one. Like there's a Stromboli out. It's by Screaming Sicilian. Those are really good as well. But like,
writing this down.
I feel like the Hot Pocket itself can be used as a weapon. Like, why use a gun or something like that when you can just take the Hot Pocket, like that scalding hot Pocket, God, just
squirt it at him.
Yeah, just slap the shit out of somebody with it, and it just explodes fucking everywhere. My life was changed when Uncrustables came out because growing up as a kid, you eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And then, as an adult, you see Uncrustables and you're just kind of like, and then you eat the Uncrustable, but realize you don't have to do the work to make the sandwich. And you're just like, this is just fucking life-changing.
It's a lazy man's peanut butter and jelly. It really is.
Yeah. And they made their own brand, actually, where it kind of like a microwavable thing, and I'm like, okay, Uncrustables, that's pretty much a fucking Hot Pocket. Like you realize that what you're making is a Hot Pocket. Like there's no denying that.
It's more like a cold pocket or a room temperature pocket. You don't want to get that too hot because that's just nasty.
Do you want me to raise the intrigue on that Hot Pocket article real quick?
Absolutely.
Okay, the thing that gets me is that this is not the first time this has happened over a Hot Pocket. There's an article in 2017 about a man in Georgia that shot someone 8 times over a Hot Pocket.
Holy shit.
Leanna, she went in there. You son of a bitch! You ate my goddamn ham and cheese. No, my Philly cheesesteak.
She's like,
doc. Like that can be. That's it. That's the next VR movie. Like you have a movie where it's like you either chose to be murdered for eating your roommate's Hot Pocket or you fuck your roommate. And that's the thing. And it's like the decisions that you make, you either die from Hot Pocket or you have sex with your roommate.
You want to know something even better? The Hot Pocket they shot them over is the pepperoni Hot Pocket.
Yeah!
I swear to God, I have never fired a gun my entire life. I don't even own a gun. I don't like guns. I've never even held a bullet. So it was not me. However, if you take my final pepperoni pizza Hot Pocket, I make
You did used to wrestle, so I don't want to wrestle you over it either.
Coming from the man who said that he was Jack the Ripper, the prostitutes, and Grand Theft Auto.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my Jesus
man.
God. But of course, as I said, we're here. Let's see what's going on over here in the stream. So we're gonna hop over to the live stream real quick. And so Jason Rushman said he said, "Hey Leanna, you're looking so hot. Are you doing anything special for the 4th of July? Of course, happy 4th of July to everybody. It is the 4th of July weekend. Leanna, are you doing anything special for July 4th?
You know what? I'm probably gonna hang out with some of my other performers. I don't really have any plans, but I always love going to a good public barbecue. I love going out to see the fireworks over the water, especially here on the East Coast. Those beach views of the fireworks are always top notch.
Yeah, of course. Here in Maryland, they're doing fireworks in Ocean City, Maryland. They didn't do them. The first time they did them since the pandemic was last year, but they didn't happen because they all fucking exploded at once. Hopefully that doesn't happen again this year. And actually, speaking of fireworks, this coming Wednesday, it was supposed to be Sunday. This coming Wednesday, it was moved to Wednesday, is going to be our 4th of July special, which features Natasha Nice. And one of the subjects we're going to cover are multiple stories of people blowing their privates off with fireworks.
Oh my goodness.
I dove deep and I found a handful of stories of people blowing their privates off with fireworks. Leanna, have you ever had like any kind of like crazy experiences yourself with fireworks or anything like that? Like are you one of those ones that like you'll set off a firework, or are you just like, nah, fuck that? I'm gonna let the morons deal with the fireworks. I'm just gonna stay over here.
Well, I will have to say there are certain people that are just smart enough to stay away from the fireworks. I know that I am very injury prone, accident prone. I just know that fate would have it. If I touched a firework, I wouldn't even have to light it. It would just explode just by being near me. And so I'd rather have other people take care of the business of fireworks, and I can appreciate it from a safe enough distance.
We
I've seen enough of AFV to know what happens.
so picture this. We back in the day, we used to drink like pretty much every night out of the week. This is before I met my wife, and we partied all the time. And so we're sitting there, and like we had leftover fireworks from the 4th of July, and we had a party in the backyard, and we're like, all right, party's done, everybody go home. So we're trying to sleep, and we just keep on hearing motherfuckers yelling outside all night long. We're like, look, it's fucking 4. We said go home. So my buddy was like, I got this. And he reaches down, he grabs a Roman candle out from beside his bed, opens his window, lights it, and rains that thing down like fucking Nagasaki on all the fucking people down at the party. Like literally, like just Roman, and you just see everybody scattering. And he turns around and he looks at me in his drunken stupor, and he's like, they're leaving now. And that became the thing when the parties were done. It's like, if you don't want to be blasted with a Roman candle, get your ass out of here. So
get off my hot pocket too.
Yeah. And somebody in the live stream said that's a bit extreme for a hot pocket. Like imagine that, just being pumped full of 8 bullets over a hot pocket. Like, did they at least get to eat it first? Like, did that article say if it was over the last one, like was it at least like consumed? Like,
so the article was that the guy had called and asked his friend to get him some hot pockets, the pepperoni, and he said that the pepperoni was sold out. So the guy walked all the way over, found his friend, said, "You know what this is about," and shot him. And it's because the pepperoni hot pockets were sold out.
And the phone, he's like, they're sold out. He's like, you're gonna be sold out when you get back, motherfucker.
But the funny thing is, he says, you know what this is about. So the other guy's probably thinking, I fucked his wife, I stole his money, I ruined his car. He's made all this shit. Here's a goddamn hot pocket.
Yeah, no, it's just the hot pockets.
It's amazing the lengths that people will go to just shoot somebody in general. I mean, I'm in Baltimore, Jeff, you're in Philly, so we know damn well.
Yeah.
People shoot each other for no reason at all. But, I don't know. It's insane. And speaking of being at the store and getting Hot Pockets, Leana, have you ever been in a retail store and just had something completely over the top just go sideways while you were in the store that you're just like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, is there anything that jumps out to you of being in like a big retail store and things just go fucking sideways fast as hell?
Oh my gosh, you know what? I've never had that happen to me in a retail store. Oh, I have seen something happen outside of a retail store though.
Okay.
So I was in high school, I was studying photography, and I had a camera with me as I was going to the grocery store. I step outside, we had just gotten all our things, and we were outside of Winn-Dixie. That's what it is.
Okay.
And out of nowhere, I look over and I see this massive car accident in the parking lot. I'm just like, what happened? What did you guys see? And they said, well, this guy had a truck and he skidded over one of the cars and somehow it flipped the truck all the way sideways on top of another car. So you could see all the under of the truck because it was entirely tilted over on its side. The windows are exploded and there's just another car completely crumpled up beside it, and then there's the ambulance. And I'm just like, what? And I actually took a picture of it because I could not believe that this had all happened within like the couple minutes that we had been in the grocery store. It was just, you don't realize just how fast life goes until you recognize like there's an entire car wreck that happened in the time I was getting.
Like there was time we went to Walmart and we were drinking. We went to Walmart to get beer pong balls. Yeah, we went there to get beer pong balls.
That sounds safe.
So we go and like we're drinking. So we go, like the guy that had people over, we went with his wife and some other chick. And my buddy, I'm not going to name names especially because of what happened in Walmart. He just kind of taps me. He's like, what are the odds we can fuck his wife and her friends? And I was like, I don't know, like whatever. So, whole time in Walmart, we're thinking that. And like, I'm just like, we need to get beer pong balls, man. Like we need to go back and play. And he's like, no, we need to try to fuck his wife and his friend and her friend. Like, and I'm like, dude, look, I want to continue to drink. Like, so we're not on the same page at all. I'm not getting what's happening. So he eventually ventures off. So I'm standing there with them. We get the beer pong balls and I sit there and I'm looking around for him. I'm like, where the fuck did he go? I'm like calling him. So we get out to the car and he's hiding in the back seat of the car. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, Ray, we gotta go. Get out of here now. Go, move. And I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, Ray, you gotta go. And I hear like sirens and shit. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened? So he's like, so I'm sitting there driving and I'm driving towards the ambulance and shit. Like, so apparently he's in the store and he used to play lacrosse when we were in high school. So he sits there, he makes it over into the sporting goods section, which isn't far from where the beer pong balls are. And he picks up a lacrosse stick with a lacrosse ball and he's spinning it around. He sees a sign and he's like, I'm going to slap shot that sign and explode that sign. So he goes, and as soon as he lets go of it, right as the ball gets to the sign, a guy walks out the aisle, just hits the guy goes down and he just runs like hell. So I'm like, so you pretty much killed a man at Walmart. I remember driving back. I remember texting him from the front seat. I was like, well, we're not going to fuck him now because of what fucking happened. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I think I'd rather be shot 8 times over a Hot Pocket than take a 400-mile-an-hour lacrosse ball to the
Wow.
Like,
that is insane.
Yeah, completely insane. So Jeff, have you had anything that went belly up in like a store like that?
I had it's mild compared to that, but I had a young child throw up all over me. And I was single at the time. It's many years back. I was single, and the mom's looking good, and we're kind of getting into discussion about cooking. I'm like, I cook, and she's like, "Oh, you're single and you cook?" Well, I'm divorced, and all of a sudden, I just I hear this kid, and it is all over my leg. I'm like, okay. So she's like, "Oh, I feel so bad. Maybe I'll just give you my number." I'm like, "No, lady, I'm good." And away I went. It was puke.
Wait. So he threw up on you and she gave you her number?
She wanted to. I didn't even take it. I was just that. I figured this kid's future is not good.
I'm sorry my kid threw up on you. Here's my number. You can now throw up on me.
You
like
poor sucker.
I feel like that's what she was saying.
Come to my house, have dinner with my parents, and my mom will blow you. There you go. That's how the story should have been.
Yeah, but first you need to put this headset on and figure out a few riddles, and then wherever we end up, that's what's gonna happen.
Oh man, I like it. But yeah, that was like the worst. He laid a pretty good throw up all down my leg, and it wasn't like a little kid like wet water. It was like lunch, man. Yeah.
Like I always sit there and think back to my bachelor party when we had, and of course it's 4th of July, we had like a cookout before, and I ate so many hot dogs and hamburgers, and I was in the middle of a lap dance and I felt it right here. And I'm like, I'm panicking, like literally, like I couldn't even enjoy myself because I feel the panic of the vomit coming. And I'm like, this poor girl. And like, as soon as she finished, she was like, "Was that good for you?" And I just kind of like slowly push her and I run, and Team America World Police vomit all over the fucking bathroom in the strip club. Hot dog fragments everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
It was,
no.
I wonder if that girl quit after that. It looks like your response to her dance.
Yeah, I feel bad. Like it wasn't her fault. And I mean, it was good. I mean, she was hot, but I had drank way too much and I ate like 30 hot dogs like before I went out. So like, yeah, it went belly
I
up.
have a throw up story. It's not like extensive in its description, but I was doing a scene for Team Skeet with Ike Diesel.
Okay.
And I think the director was Tony Touch. Yeah, it was Tony Touch and Ike Diesel. And I'm going down on Ike, and at one point he puts his hand on the back of my head and takes it all the way down. I was enjoying it, but out of nowhere, I feel it coming up. I feel like I'm going to throw up. And I go all the way down and I hear it happening and I'm like, "Oh God, please no." I run up, I yank myself up and I run over to the sink and I vomit. And then I clean myself off and I immediately run back over and I'm just like, "Okay, I'm so sorry. We can keep going now."
Yeah, like that's one of those things. Like there's been scenes where like people vomit as they're like vomit mid blowjob or whatever and all that.
Wow.
I'm one of those sick bastards that's the anglerfish that swims around near where that submarine like imploded at the bottom of the ocean where the Titanic is, in like the porn world, just swimming around because I've seen so much shit that like I'll sit there and be like, "Oh, this person just vomited like 6 times mid blowjob. Well, let me pull out the hand sanitizer," because that's just how fucked up. And speaking of which, Leana, you have done scenes with Parasited. Those scenes, I have watched a handful of those scenes. Let me tell you, like that is the whole, if you're like kind of like looking to experiment, or if you're at the bottom of the barrel, like, and you're like, okay, regular girl guy stuff doesn't do it for me anymore. What can I turn to? That is something that you can turn to, because I've watched a couple of them. I kind of enjoyed it. And you just did one recently. So for anybody that hasn't seen any of the Parasited scenes, how would you describe the Parasited scenes?
Parasited is an amazing series where if you have a thing for classic horror films mixed with intense, messy lesbian sex, it's absolutely everything that you would ever have dreamed of. And having been someone that has seen like hentai themed porn and tentacle themed porn, this is right up your alley if you really like tentacles or parasite related mind controlling sex. You know what? It takes a lot of creativity to be sexually stimulated by something as fantastic and wild as this. But even if you aren't sexually attracted to it, there is just something so captivating about the horror elements within it that it's good for a watch. And I really had so much fun doing it, especially putting the contacts in so that my eyes would be pure white.
Yeah.
It was absolutely fun. I really loved doing it. I've always wanted to be in like a horror movie, and this was definitely the closest that I've ever come to it. It was so funny.
Yeah, and of course, if you go and you look on our website, you'll be able to find the last episode Leana was on. It was actually a Team Skeet exclusive. That was it was the summoning, I believe, that you.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
Team
yeah,
Skeet the Summoning.
yeah, and like that's the whole thing, and like the trailer for that, I played the trailer a half dozen times in our breaks, and people would see that and they didn't know it was a porn movie because of the way the trailer was. It looked like a legit horror movie, but you do a lot of scenes like that. And I mean, I grew up with horror myself. I go Monday, and my whole entire back is Friday the 13th. So I go to get more done on my back for the Friday the 13th stuff. But no, like it's crazy how scenes like that happen, because I know like my like endeavor into like horror type scenes or like just weird like type scenes like that are arousing to me. Like I think I was maybe 13, and HBO used to do a series called Real Sex. And there was an episode that they had, I forgot what it was themed around, but it showed the scene of this chick being fucked by Bigfoot.
Yes.
And at that point, when I saw that scene, I searched for months. Now, mind you, I'm 38 now, so I'm 13. So imagine how hard it is on the interwebs finding Bigfoot fucks woman online when you can literally go to Google right now and put in Bigfoot fucks woman and probably find like 400 scenes that exist. And like, that's
I'm so not doing that right now.
Do you want to know? Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead.
It's just Bigfoot fucks woman reminds me of the thing that is somewhere on the internet, pterodactyl porn.
Yes.
Have you seen it? Oh my gosh, that pterodactyl scene is so funny. They're actually dressed up as pterodactyls, making pterodactyl sounds as they fuck her.
Yes.
It is so funny.
It is hilarious. And then they did a couple like solid zombie scenes that are out there too. Like, like I don't know, like crazy shit like that, or like days when like I'm bored and I'm sitting around, I'm like, all right, what can I dig up? Okay, like I know Lauren Phillips, I think did was she the one in the pterodactyl? I know she did a movie where she fucked the dinosaur. She also did the Family Guy parody where she fucked the brother and the dog. So like that's the whole thing. Like, it's crazy how a lot of that, like Leana, of course, you've been doing a lot. Have you had, of course, aside from the parasite, have you had anything like a Bigfoot or like anything like that, like scene wise, that you've fucked and you're just kind of like, I never thought I would ever fuck that in a movie?
No, but honestly, in my parasited scene, we had parasite prosthetics that we fucked each other with. So you would like, so it was kind of like the parasites were going in between our mouths. And so we would have a parasite extension that we would bite onto in the prosthetic that we would then fuck the other girl with as if it was coming out of our mouths. So that was very creative, and I really have to give props to the prop department for that one.
Yeah, that's like old
Really
school
amazing.
horror stuff, because I feel like horror movies today are ruined by CGI. Like, because way back in the day, you had like the horror movies where they actually did like the kill effects. Like if someone got their back, they had the prosthetic there, and they would actually slit the throat and blood and shit would fly. So I appreciate that as a hardcore horror fan, that they did that with those movies. So is it just that with the Parasited, or of course the Summoning? I remember Summoning. Didn't you also did you fuck the devil in that? Or because I know the devil was associated.
Yes, I did fuck the devil in that one. That one was pretty cool. Yeah. They had like demon horns and masks, but it was like more cult related,
Yeah.
not actual pure monster, which is I think Parasited is the closest it got to that, but the summoning was also extremely good. Also, speaking of Lauren Phillips, I was actually in a big project with her recently.
Oh, nice.
It was part of her Switch series, the one that she was directing.
Okay.
I got to be in 2 parts of that. One where I was exploring my Switch side as a submissive with some dominant traits, and then in the next one, I actually dommed Lauren Phillips. And it was very, very amazing. She is just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, she's super cool. She was actually one of the first guests we had when we started doing the show. Unfortunately, she's been so busy, we haven't been able to have her back. We saw her at Exotica last year, and she was doing the whole Dom thing for Bad Dragon. And I remember walking up to her, and she saw us, and like the people that were just in line, and like she was just kind of like a little like bruised up from like doing like the Dom thing. Like she was giving people lap dances and all that stuff. And we just walked up, we hugged her, we got a picture with her, and we were like, man, we feel so bad for you. And Leana, with conventions, of course you do conventions. Have you ever had like any strange convention experiences? Like someone walking up and going, I bought these underwear from you online and I've smelled them for 80 hours straight. And like, you know, something like that. Like, have you had anything weird?
No, thankfully I have not. I have received weird packages. I received a package at my home one time of a pair of panties with a letter from a fan describing dedicated panty wearing days that he would like me to wear said panties and then send them to him.
I apologize.
But
I thought it was a good idea.
I've had amazing experiences at my conventions, although there's also very hefty security. At one point, I did get fully body taped. It was nude body tape all over me. It's amazing. Yeah, that was really fun.
Like, it was funny because the Exotica in DC is the first convention we went to. We're going to the one in Jersey this year. We've already got approved for press passes, all that. And like the first thing I thought about when I went there, we pulled up in the parking lot and there was this guy that came out with his sign poster and he looked so proud. And I was like, this guy's going home and beating his dick as soon as he gets home. And I went in.
Again, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I peed like a toddler. So I went in to use the bathroom and I'm standing there and I'm taking a piss and I'm looking at the toilet and I'm like, I wonder how many people have come in here and just dropped their loads in these toilets after meeting some of these people. Like literally, like I'm sitting there and I'm looking, I'm like, somebody's man batter is all over this toilet. It's gotta be. Like, I can just imagine somebody meets somebody and just blows it out in the bathroom after.
You know what? I don't think I've ever thought of it that way before. Thank you for enlightening me, Ray.
Now that thought will be in your head. So, Leana, what we're going to do real quick, we're going to take a quick break, and then you've been on before. We have a game segment. We've actually added a couple of games. So we're going to take a quick break here on YouTube Live in case you need to hop up, use the bathroom, get something to drink. Going to be about like 4 minutes or so, and we'll be right back here live on YouTube Live for everybody watching in the feed. We're going to take a quick break, get some words from some of our friends, and we'll be right back here live on the Happy Hour podcast.
Alrighty.
Hi guys, it's Alexa Payne, and you can find me on the Happy Hour podcast.
Hello, my name is Bubba Almany. I am a bodyguard who has been in the security industry for over a decade. My team and I offer a variety of security services that cover all aspects of security operations. We have secured some of the highest profile clients and largest events in the world. Should your situation require armed protection, we have the ability to carry in all 50 states and U.S. territories. Not only do we have the latest security equipment, we also have world-class training. We look forward to assisting all of your security needs by bringing you the finest and most dedicated security personnel available. From the Office of the President of the United States to local county and state dignitaries, my tactical dignitary protection officers are the tip of the spear in this extremely competitive industry. Let my highly trained staff protect the asset today. We can be contacted via the email and number below. Thank you.
Sharp, the owner of Curtain Jerker Designs, who does an amazing job. I'm blown away every single time, and his speed that he has getting everything back to us is immaculate.
Hit up Derek with Curtain Jerker Design.
Look no further than Curtain Jerker Designs. Make sure you hit up Derek.
Derek Sharp, man. Hey, just want to say thank you for the posters, all the hard work you put into, man. We really appreciate you, man.
A shout out to Derek Sharp from Curtain Jerker Designs. Yo, dude, just want to say, this poster, off the hook.
Hey, what's up, players? This is Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and I want to give a big shout out to my man Derek over there with Curtain Jerkers Designs.
If you are looking for the best graphics, the best designs, look up Curtain Jerker. I do.
Curtain Jerker Designs. That's who I use for any of my graphic designs, and you should too.
Thanks, Curtain Jerker Designs.
Big old shout out.
Hi, this is Maddie Collins, and you're watching the Happy Hour Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, this is the Happy Hour Podcast. We're right here on YouTube Live. Of course, that's our ad segment. So anybody out there, if you want your ads to play right here during the podcast, hit us up. We'll hook something up to have those play. Of course, shout out to curtainjerkerdesigns.com. He's the man responsible for all of our amazing weekly guest graphics. And we are going to get into our game segment. So, Leanna, you've played some of these games before, but we also have a couple of new ones. So one of the first new ones is extreme personal questions. So what it is there's two questions on the card, question A and question B. You don't know what the questions are. So what you're going to do is you're going to select A or B, and then whichever one you don't get, me or Jeff, you're going to select one of us to answer the other. So do you want question A or do you want question B?
Question B.
Question B. All right. So question B, what happened on your best hookup ever?
My best, what's okay, like, what do you mean by hookup?
Good question.
Guess like if you I don't know, like I guess if you like hooked up with someone from a date, or let's just go with that. Let's just say you go out on a date or you just randomly hook up. What happened?
Let's say you're at Walmart and you're trying to bang your best friend's wife.
Can we actually have a different question? Only because I've actually never hooked up with anybody.
What is wrong with men out there? Are you kidding me?
You know what? Hey, we don't judge. I mean, that's the thing, but that's the thing. So, I mean, that's the thing. It's like you do sex for your career. So it's the whole thing of, not hooking outside of there. It's like, so like, I guess, is it the kind of thing so are you in a relationship now? Like, I mean,
no.
Okay. So you're not, so it's the kind of, so you just don't hook up.
Easy, man.
You're gonna hold someone to be like, okay, you know what? Screw this. I don't need this. I can fuck the devil and I can fuck parasites. All right. I don't need any of this. I don't need any of this regular Joe Schmo shit. Okay. Look.
I'll be honest. I was just, my genre where I'm just the classic librarian super nerd, girl next door. That's just actually my life. So I only had sex twice before I got into the industry in the first place. So there's no hookups. No hookups at all. And that's just me because I'm Velma,
Yes. Yes. And I see it and I'm loving it.
Kind of the hot one. Like that's the thing. Like I always was like, Velma's gonna be a freak. But no, I mean that's the thing. And Leanna, like just seeing you in general, like you look like the girl next door. You 150% have the girl next door.
I need to move to that neighborhood then.
No. All right. So that's the answer to that. So question A, who do you want to choose for question A, myself or Jeff?
Jeff.
All right. So Jeff, what is your strangest ritual? What is your strangest ritual?
Ooh, that's actually, man, that's good. Can I check and see if my wife's watching first? No, see, now, of course, as you know, I do my own show on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And the ritual is if I've got a very exciting guest that's going to make me nervous as shit.
Yeah.
I do a couple hits of the vape. And, yeah, and a couple shots of tequila to kind of show me. You'd never guess watching me. I'm proud of myself. But like if I had a Leana on somebody like sexy or in the sex business, I'd be pretty fucked up by the time 8 o'clock rolled around. The show got started. I'm not gonna lie. So my ritual is I try to calm my nerves in several adult activities.
All right. That's fair. So the next game, and Leanna, I don't think we had it when you and Reagan were on. It's Never Have I Ever. So Never Have I Ever. It's 3 cards that I randomly drew out of the box. If you've done it, raise your hand or take a drink. If you want to give an explanation, you can. If not, then we're not going to hate you for it. So the first card is Never have I ever slept with someone that my friend was interested in.
Nope. Oh, Jeff.
Jeff is drinking. Oh. All right, Jeff, can you spill the beans, or are you going to be in trouble if you spill the beans?
No, this is way before my adult days. So, I mean, and I told this dude, I'm like, we're very good friends. And sometimes when you're friends, you go out drinking. If neither of you hook up with anybody else at the end of the night, you might get along with each other. And we did a couple times. And dude was like, bro, but I'm like, bro, I told you the rules from day one. And now every time from there, when we hung out, he would sit at a different table or not make contact, not come our way, because he said, I automatically assumed the two of you are fucking that night. I don't want any part of it. So
See, I will say,
you're good. You can go ahead, Leanna.
I will say, I have had a similar situation where I did get drunk with a group of friends at one point, and I did not have sex with said friend, but my best friend was at the party, and she and I were grinding on each other's legs.
Oh,
damn
Yeah.
it. It's really different from my story.
Her boyfriend was watching too. Her boyfriend was just really into it. He was very happy this was happening. So I think we had his permission.
No, like me, I was going to say that I was always the friend. I was always the friend who was interested in somebody. And one of my friends hooks up with them. I'm just kind of like, God damn it. Why am I broken? What is wrong with me? Yes. So a lot of long nights and a lot of drinking and a lot of wanting to run over my own head with car tires, because I was like, why not me? But no.
All of it is a hot pocket right now.
So the next one, I think this is going to be unanimous across the board of nobody's done this, but we'll see what happens. Never have I ever hooked up with a politician. Never have I ever hooked up with a politician.
Ooh, I was close.
All right. So that is a no all the way around. So here's another one. Never have I ever gone to work with no underwear on. All right. So
that one's just,
Yeah, it's kind of your job. I mean,
yeah, that one's my job. I show up, there's actually a rule, right? It's like an unspoken rule once you've gone in at a certain point, but you have to arrive to set, preferably without any marks on your body. So what you do is you don't wear any underwear, you don't wear a bra, you wear just something very loose fitting that you can just easily take off after makeup so that you can switch into the outfit that they pick.
Jesus Christ, that's the
For
best job
photos
ever.
and everything. So yeah, no underwear, no bra, no anything underneath.
Nice. And there's been times where I've been drunk to where I just showed up and whatever I grabbed off of the floor, and that's it. And real quick to everybody in the stream, I see all of your comments. I'm going to get to them momentarily. There's a lot of activity in the stream. We will get to that soon. So what we're going to do, we're going to get into our newest game, Super Fight. So this is where everybody in the stream, we need their help. So Super Fight, pretty much what it is it's a game where we pick, it's a person card, a power-up card, and a thing card. And pretty much what it is normally we have the 3 hosts, but since Matt wasn't here, it's going to kind of be a handicap. So Leanna's going to pick one of us in the room, and it's going to be a 2-on-1 handicap match. So Leanna, who do you want to be partnered with, myself or Jeff?
I'll partner with you, Ray.
Okay. So all right. So our person.
It was the Velma thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's because I already picked you for the other thing. I already
Sure.
picked you for the personal question. So I was like, okay, I've got to call Ray out this time.
That's fair. I thought it was my Philly Fanatic headband I got on.
All right.
I love it.
So
Okay.
let me choose these. All right. So real quick, Jeff, if you can just kind of continue this one. I realized I grabbed the wrong amount of the wrong card. So I'll be right back because I need to grab the black cards instead of the white cards and vice versa. So I'll be right back.
Oh, Leanna, this has never happened before, but now I'm in charge and you're in trouble. No, I'm
Oh my goodness.
It is very cool. So you're on the East Coast. Can you tell us roughly where? Because we're all East Coasters out here.
I am in Florida right now.
Oh, that's not East Coast. That's the fun South. So that we're jealous of that. We're definitely jealous. Down for a little vacation, a little work thing.
So it's usually work. It's usually between Miami and California. That's
Okay.
just what it is. It's Miami, LA, and then Vegas. Those are kind of the 3 work hotspots.
Gotcha.
So-
Okay. I'm writing that down. So I know what cities to visit.
All right.
Then, so in case I vacation on my own, I know where to go.
So what fucked me up is that these cards are the opposite of Cards Against Humanity. Cards Against Humanity is a black face card and then white other cards. This is a white other card and then black face cards. And of course, so the cards that I drew for myself and Leanna is a unicorn that relies on heat vision to see, and the top half is blank. So I guess, Leanna, you can choose the blank. So a unicorn, the top half is blank and relies on vision to see. So what word would you want to use as the top half is blank?
The top half is blank for
Like there's a word. So the top half of the unicorn, what would you want the top half of the unicorn to be?
Oh, the top half of the unicorn is a snake.
Is a snake. Okay, so a unicorn, the top half is a snake and relies on vision to see. So that is going 1-on-1 with Jeff's cards, which is a chimpanzee that can create a hologram of itself that has acid blood. So now what we need to do is argue out why ours will win. And then everybody in the stream is going to comment who they think is going to win. And after the next game, we will see who they say. So I think that, of course, a unicorn top half is a snake. So you have kind of like a double threat right there. You have the unicorn, which has its horn, which can, pierce through anybody. And then you also have a snake, which can just consume almost anything, but it also relies on heat vision to see. So that fucker is like, that thing has like predator vision.
Yeah, it's already got predator vision.
Yeah.
It has fangs.
Yeah.
Snakes. There's, venomous snakes. So there's that too, right? It's got venom glands.
Yeah.
I think that for the monkey, we should assume that we're going to be using the horn over the fangs, because then the fangs, since it's got poisonous blood, we don't want that. So at that point, I'm also going to assume that the horn is an extension of the snake fangs and that the horn itself has venom.
The snake fangs are horns. That's what it is. There's 2.
Oh, the snake fangs are horns. Oh.
So Jeff, what do you think? So you have a chimpanzee that can create a hologram of itself with acid blood. How is it going to derail me and Leanna with our unicorn that relies on heat vision to see and the top half is a snake?
It's not. I'm fucked. Ooh, they're not the smartest creature. They like to scratch their armpits, and I mean, unless you put a hologram somewhere that your animal will chase, I'm pretty screwed.
Well, I mean, is it like some sort of like weird Mortal Kombat thing where like the hologram of the monkey can also fight? Because at that point, like you have
now you're
like, at that point you have like 8 hands because the monkey's feet are hands, but also it's regular hands. So it can like kind of like climb up and like kind of fight the snake at the same time. So everybody in the feed. We're going to go to the next game, kind of think about it a little bit, and then let us know what you think is the winner. You guys are going to be the referee. Do you think it's going to be the unicorn that relies on heat vision to see and the top half is a snake, or a chimpanzee that can create a hologram of itself, also has acid blood? So acid blood, I guess if it cuts itself and, it can blind, cut through whatever. So think about that.
I'm voting for Unicorn already as we speak.
And we're going to do our next game, and then we'll come back to the stream and see what you guys have chosen. So this game, Leana has played before. This, of course, is one of our most famous games on the show. It's a part of the HHPod Rumble, and that is Incoherent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show a bunch of cards on the screen in drunken lingo, and you need to figure out what those cards say. So let me go ahead and get these ready, and then we will go ahead and rock and roll with these.
I finished 5th in the Rumble in case anybody's curious.
The Rumble was good. I'm gonna
the Rumble.
the time down next year though, because it ran a little long. So all right, so here we go. So here's the first card. What do you think that says?
Can I get it too, or it's just for Leanna?
Whiskey Dick?
It is whiskey
dick.
So
Oh,
the hints were floppy fish and limp floppy dick caused by too much booze. So it
Wow.
yeah. All right. So there you go. So here's the next one. What do you think that says? And one or two things either happen. People either do really, really good at this or really, really bad.
Mashallah key. Mashallah key. Mashallah key.
I myself don't know what this is.
Me shot for Hot Pocket.
It's a new drink fad, apparently. And it says green tea that is whisked to a froth to create a pleasant texture.
Matcha hot tea? No.
You're
Matcha.
close. You got matcha.
Matcha. Hot he. Hot hay. Hot hay.
You can
Matcha
get a lot,
latte?
you can get a lot of these from Starbucks.
Mocha latte?
It is matcha latte.
Oh,
It is matcha latte. So there you go. So all right. So a little bit of teamwork there. And then this one, what do you think that card says?
pre-workout.
Oh,
Pre-workout.
yes.
Wow.
Before lifting an overpriced caffeine. So Leanna,
That's
very,
Rumble
very
material
well.
right there. Wow.
So of course the HHPod Rumble next year, why isn't this closing out? So I'm going to go ahead and just hit that. And then, all right, so there we go. All right, so now that's done. So next year, if you want to come back for the Rumble, Leanna, feel free. It's going to be the kind of thing where we have them with no hints, 30 seconds, and then 15 seconds a second round. And you get a championship belt. We're actually in the process of making one now for Jupiter Jetson. So real quick, I'm going to go back to the stream before we do our final game. And we're going to see what everybody's saying. Of course, everybody, please let us know who you think the winner is. If not, we're going to take a unanimous decision and choose it ourselves. So let's see what all is going on in the stream. Jason Rushman, he said he just subscribed to your Twitter, Leanna. Let's see. So let's see. System D Multimedia, he said he has to look at the Parasite stuff, but he's never been a real fan of creature animal like stuff. Sadly, I still haven't watched The Summoning yet. Sadly. Yeah, Jason Rushman, he also said I love horror movies so much, LOL. And System D Multimedia said same Jason, but my big go-tos are old ones like Universal Monsters, the old German Esperantistic movies that were bases on horror movies that we know them today. So expressionistic, that is too big of a word for a drunk guy. You know? I kind of feel like at some point with that too, like I kind of fell down a rabbit hole for a little bit. I found a series of scenes that had what was it? The Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah, that's popular.
Yeah. And like I fell down a big rabbit hole of this thing coming, like it literally emerged out of a swamp and then it was just fucking chicks. And I'm just like, all right, I'm here for it.
Going about it all wrong, right?
Yeah. And then somebody was like, oh yeah, the body tape suits were very nice and creative to watch in those conventions. Someone is like, is this where the party is? This is where the party is. It's the Happy Hour podcast. Welcome to the show if this is your first time watching. And then someone said it's Alien versus Predator, a funny game. And it says, if the chimp has a hard light halo emitter, then the ape wins. Otherwise, Team Snakeacorn. So, all right. So Team Snakeacorn will be the champion. That's what it looks like. It's in there. And so, so myself and Leanna are the winners this week. Of course, last week was Nutty Dangle, who was Tom Nutty and Dick Dangle, who won last week. And I remember Dick Dangle bribed one of the fans with signed hockey pucks from Horror Movie Land in order to.
That's so not fair.
So we're going to end our game segment with Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
So, Leanna, you played this before. Of course, we can't have cards in front of you, so we're going to do it roulette style. So I'm going to read off the card, and then you're going to pick a number, lucky number between 1 and 6 to answer this. If you don't like it, you get 2 rebuttals. So,
okay.
All right.
First
big,
one is when all else fails, I can always masturbate to blank. 1 through 6. What do you think?
4.
4. All right. So 4. All right.
Wow.
When all else fails, I can always masturbate to reparations for slavery.
There's whips in there. I mean,
fine with that. Or do you want to rebuttal and choose a different card? Just the guess. And that's what I love about Cards Against Humanity, especially.
Guess I have to stick with that card. I'm just going to stick with it.
That is a good card. That's a good card. So these other 5 will go in for next week. So we have another one, and this one is a dual answer card. So what we're going to do is, Leanna, you and Jeff are both going to pick numbers. So this one is, if God didn't want us to enjoy blank, then he wouldn't have given us blank. So Leanna, you go first. What number you want? 1 through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 through 7.
5.
5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So Jeff, what about you?
Let's go with number 2.
Number 2. All right. So number 2. All right. So the card is, if God didn't want us to enjoy sexual humiliation, then he wouldn't have given us getting caught by the police and going to jail.
that just makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I've come close. I'm not gonna lie.
Are you guys going to hold, or do you guys want to use rebuttals?
I'll hold.
All right,
so
I'll hold. I like it.
All right. So first round, it's done. So now these cards will also go into next week. So that is our game segment, Ode to Humanity. Leanna, how are you looking with time? Can you hang out for a little bit longer?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So what we're going to do, this was a subject I wanted to get into months ago, and I never got around to it, and we never ended up circling back to it. This is Project Pigeon. So have you guys ever heard of Project Pigeon?
Mm-mm.
All right. So Project Pigeon pretty much was some harebrained idea of a guy who wanted pigeons to control. This was actually right before Pearl Harbor happened, is he wanted pigeons to basically control a craft that could fly it and drop bombs down onto the enemy.
Pigeons.
Wait, I have heard of this. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and it's funny because let me see if I can find it. I found a fun little video on it earlier that kind of like broke it down really quick, but I'm not sure where it went. I saw it earlier and I'm not, oh, here it is right here. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up. And this, for anybody watching, this will give like a little synopsis of what Project Pigeon is. And then we're going to talk about it real quick. So let me go ahead and hopefully YouTube doesn't get angry at me for this, but whatever.
Yeah.
So this is Project Pigeon.
Oh, I can't hear the audio.
Same.
Beginning of World War II, the Allied forces were struggling to find a reliable system for accurately guiding their missiles to enemy targets. While the Japanese resorted to the kamikaze method, the Americans found their solution thanks to psychologist and Harvard professor B.F. Skinner. Skinner proposed that instead of sacrificing human lives, the military could use pigeons to guide the missiles to their targets. Skinner designed a specially made missile head that contained 3 chambers capable of holding 1 pigeon each.
Yeah, that would not work.
Through operant conditioning, a method of learning coined by Skinner. The pigeons were trained to peck at a target on the screen of their chamber, and they were reinforced with food when the target remained in the middle of the screen. A metal conductor was then fitted to the pigeon's beak, which sent the data of the pigeon's pecks back to the missile's guidance system, determining any necessary adjustments to keep the missile on track. Skinner found that the pigeons were able to complete the training with a high degree of accuracy. Despite these promising results, the project was canceled in October of 1944 as the military decided to pursue less eccentric methods of guiding missiles.
Flying them.
So that is a quick little video on Project Pigeon. So these birds
were flying the plane.
Were fitted with little like metal things to try to peck their way through. Like, I feel like, could you imagine? And if anybody's ever watched Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, the bird woman, could you imagine if the bird woman had these pigeons equipped with these little like metal things on their beaks when they attacked the robbers at the end and they just pecked them to death with these little beaks? Like, I imagine being Nazi Germany and you get bombed by pigeons. Like, that's completely like over the top, not to mention the little device that they were trying to put those fucking pigeons in. Like,
yeah.
You know what's even crazier? They didn't actually just think of pigeon bombs. They also thought of bat bombs.
Yes.
Yeah.
They spent millions of dollars putting research into bat bombs and would deliberately put the bats into a hibernating state by surrounding them in ice trays.
Yeah, that's gonna do it. And then next thing you know, Ozzy is biting all their heads off. Like that.
Right.
That's just the next thing you know. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, it's completely insane the amount of money that we spent on shit like that. Like, I mean, you're spending millions of dollars for a pigeon to try to fly a fucking craft that's never gonna fucking work. Like, I mean, imagine being a pigeon and someone just goes, "Okay, pigeon, you're gonna fly this." Like, I mean, look, they're putting the pigeon. How is that supposed to work? Like, I mean, I wouldn't even think of that. I'm so stupid. I don't even know the difference between a pigeon and a dove. They all look the same to me.
Kind of.
If you look at Pokemon, you have Pidove because they're the same fucking thing. Like, so how is this supposed to fucking work? Like, you know, and it's like I'm sure this guy probably thought that this was a brilliant fucking idea. And I love that Leana like looks more into this stuff and like finds other
She
stuff.
does. I'm impressed.
And she had the privilege, like when she came on last time, it was around Halloween time. So we did a lot of like urban legends and shit. So that was fun on that end of the spectrum. But no, like, I mean, imagine being like Putin. And like you're saying, like, we attack Ukraine today. And then all of a sudden, all these fucking birds just come fucking flying over, raining fucking the mother of all bombs down on Russia. I mean, they don't need the birds, obviously, because they did pretty well without them. But just imagine that bird shit and the mother of all bombs just all coming down at one fucking time. Like, that's it. Yeah,
You know, they also tried to get cats to work as spies, but they could not train cats properly to work as spies because they were too independent. So it never went through, but they spent millions of dollars trying to get cats to be operatives.
Yeah, like
they tried to make gorillas into soldiers also. They tried to, like, the Windex brain thing where they could control the brain and make them soldiers. Yeah, like
they control the brain. They're like, now you're gonna fuck women in porn videos. Like, hey, this is what's happening. I'm just kind of like, I'm watching this. Like, this is what's happening now. This poor retired gorilla. Like, we did an episode a couple of months ago. We've never ever had anybody leave this show, but there was an adult film star we had on there. She's going to remain nameless, but she came on and she was offended by everything. And we made it to a story of the first chimpanzee that made it to space. And she got mad because she's like, "Oh, that's animal cruelty." And I'm like, this was like 1957.
Yeah.
This chimpanzee's been dead for like 60 years. Like, and then like eventually she got mad and she just kind of signed out. I'm like,
wow.
you weren't having a good time, you could have just said, "Hey, I have to go."
Yeah. I mean, you were talking about animal
Yeah.
cruelty and
Whatever.
chimpanzees. Like I spanked my monkey. That's pretty cruel. Yeah. There's
Like,
some
I
animal cruelty right there.
So imagine, Leanna, if you could train any animal to sit there and like go to war for you, what kind of animal would you like train to go fight a battle for you?
A leopard.
Oh, that's a solid choice. That is
Yeah.
a solid choice. I think I would do elephants because when you piss off an elephant, they don't give a fuck. Like, yeah.
A rat.
Oh, yeah. Rats can eat through almost anything.
Yeah, and you said like elephants. Elephants are afraid of like mice, supposedly. So a rat, and rats are vicious and ruthless. Like they don't know quit.
Yeah.
I noticed. I used to be in pest control way back in the day. Rats do not trust me. As you're running down the streets of Philadelphia to get back to your truck, rats do not know quit.
Well, I mean, I say elephants because we had a story on the show where an elephant killed a woman twice. The elephant got mad because like they did something to the elephant. So the elephant trampled the woman to death. And then they had her funeral and it came back and woman to death again at her funeral, was throwing her body around and shit. I'm like, that elephant never fucking forgot.
I remember that. I remember that article. That was
You
crazy.
do? Jesus,
And I was like,
I am missing life.
all the way. I'm like, this is why my wife loves elephants and she has a tattoo of an elephant because they will avenge whatever it is they need to avenge.
Damn. Twice.
Yeah, and of course, Leanna, we've been going for a little bit. We're gonna let you get ready to get out of here. What all do you have coming up? And of course, where can everybody find you? And I always advise, do not give out your address because there are some weird people that will probably show up at your house.
I guess I'll put my pen down.
Yeah, don't worry. It's not going to be my address. But if you guys want to find me on Twitter, my tag is capital Leana, capital Lovings. So that's capital L's, Leana Lovings. And yeah, my Instagram is the Leana Lovings. Pretty easy to memorize. And I have so many scenes that are coming out, a lot more from Adult Time. So keep an eye out, you guys.
Awesome. And real quick, before we go, the stream has a little bit more thing. It says on here, Jason Rushman, Leanna, will you be at Exotica in New Jersey?
I will not be at the Exotica in New Jersey just because I have so many things going on, but you know that you guys can rely on me to be there for AVN 2024.
Awesome. And someone also commented the U.S. and Russian navies have trained dolphins and sea lions to conduct various tasks, including attacking enemy divers. And then someone said if they could choose an animal, they would choose a grizzly bear because you just don't fuck with a grizzly bear. And
that's true. Grizzly bears they're mean.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the Grizzly Man?
No.
Oh, is that a movie you're in there?
It's a documentary about a guy that followed grizzly bears and lived in grizzly bear country pretty much.
Writing it down.
Really?
Yeah, and he ended up dying because a grizzly bear ate him alive along with his girlfriend.
Over a hot pocket.
There's a trailer right here for it. Yeah, Grizzly Man. Oh, okay. Shit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this. Like the last bear thing I saw was Cocaine Bear, which was completely
haven't seen it yet.
Insane. If you haven't seen Cocaine Bear, that was a story we did on the show. Cocaine Bear is hilarious. And, of course, we're going to be right back here on of course, everybody saw on our ads, our upcoming episodes. We're going to be right back here on YouTube Live this coming Wednesday. Our 4th of July special, Natasha Nice will be returning to the show. That's going to be 7:30 p.m. Eastern right here on YouTube Live. And then Brittany and Ninja will be joining us. They're a camming couple. They will be joining us this coming Friday. And then Sunday will be Catherine Knight. She will be joining us. She's over in Germany, so she will be joining us at a special start time at 12 p.m. Eastern time right here on YouTube Live. So a lot of stuff going on right here with the Happy Hour podcast. Leanna, thank you for coming back. I hope you had a great time.
Thank you so much.
What we're going to do, Leanna, can you hang out for 1 second once we're done?
Yeah.
Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and conclude right here on YouTube Live for everybody that tuned in this week and everybody that will see this afterwards. thank you. We appreciate you. The Happy Hour podcast would not be where it's at without any of you. Make sure you click the subscribe button, follow us on social media, follow Jeff. Make sure you check out his show, The Yo Show, and make sure you check out the lovely Leana Lovings and all of her scenes, and just go abuse yourself to her scenes, because I have, and I'm sure Jeff probably will. I need to look up the parasited scene, because I'm going to be like, yes, this is going to be completely amazing. But anyways, that's going to conclude our episode right here on the Happy Hour podcast for tonight. And we will see.
And give us a Velma movie
Wednesday.
Yes. Oh, you can already find one in VR.
Shit.
All right. So